These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Pimpy, Iran and Saudi Arabia, whose intentions are to join the BRICS nations. This obviously could affect Iraq. I'm sure those same nations approached Iraq and joining BRICS nations as well, as which would be a major concern to the United States, and this is why the United States sent more troops back to Iraq, and they're building a new base. So they have no intentions of getting out of Iraq. They're there to protect their interests, and the interest isn't the Iraqi people, it's the minerals in the ground and oil. All right, Sandy Ingram article, quote, $17 billion development road project launched by Iraqi government, unquote. Iraq's projects could change the global travel routes. Iraq is building a transport corridor between the Persian Gulf and the Mediterranean Sea. This is a major development that could change the way the world travels from Asia to Europe. All right, Militiaman says the IMF gave them a stern warning. It says time is running short for this government. Opportunities are beginning to diminish. It goes on and says it must focus on dealing with the internal economic imbalances and the corruption with all its tools. Iraq has some shackles still. I think it was protection for investors. This comment basically stating get your internal stuff done because the international external situation, those deals, are not what we're going to be talking about. Get Article 8 compliant. Let's move on and get to the private sector. All right, Walking Stick via Frank26. There isn't no delays, no problems. They're going down the budget and they're checking off all that is needed to prepare the release of the budget and for their monetary and economic reforms. That budget is the spinal cord for the economic reforms because of the success of the monetary reform and the RV phase that put the monetary reform where it's at right now. To see it reinstated, put back to what it was, that would be good. Mark Z via PDK, was exceptionally quiet today. Everyone seems to be expecting very big news tomorrow. We will see how that goes. Angle 1, in February, there was a massive delegation from Iraq who went to D.C. to talk about the economic reforms. Here's what we know for a fact. D.C. told Iraq they have until June 1st to execute everything, to revalue their currency, to make them international, and to move forward with their monetary reform. June 1st passed. Let me backtrack. May 30th was absolutely massive. There was a decision in which Kurdistan regional government was dissolved. Iraq was like a two-headed monster. Baghdad, Kurdistan, that was unconstitutional. On May 30th, the judge ruled, and now KRG has been dissolved. Their power and authority has been taken from them. That was a requirement in order for them to move forward. All right, Angel 1 goes on. May 31st, the highest level delegation arrived in D.C., and the purpose of that visit was to ask for an extension. Remember, June 1st was the hard date. They were in D.C. for less than 24 hours. They got their extension commands, orders that same day. The CBI stops all transactions from Western Union. The purpose of that was to take full control of the IQD. June 1st was another huge day. They launched the electronic platform with great success. Now we're going to see, and we have been seeing lightning speed because of the decisions and agreements that these Middle Eastern countries have made and continue to make together. They want to see the Middle East explode, and that is what is happening right now. Frank26 says the potential of the Iraqi dinar once it starts floating is ridiculous. That's why they're going to have to keep A+ or minus 2% to 3% and put a cap on it. And that's why, in my opinion, I think the cap should be somewhere around $4.25. And lastly, Mark Z via PDK, quote, oil surges after Saudis make additional 1 million BPD voluntary production cut, unquote. Mark Z says, to me, this is important because Iraq's value is affected by oil. I think this may be a move to help support Iraq's value.